Hey everyone, welcome to your math reading lesson for Tuesday, April 21st. What we're going to do is we have our two problems still. The first one is going to be a spiral problem. It's going to go over a skill we've already learned this year. Second problem is going to be our focus problem. It's going to be about time, what we've been learning about all week. So as you're working on these problems, what I want you to do is I'm going to read them, and then you're going to pause the video. I want you to solve both problems. And it's okay if you get stuck, grapple, use some grit, and then play the video when you're done, and then you can see the strategy. If you have any further questions, you know you guys are welcome to contact me. Okay, so I'm going to read it first, listen, and ask yourself, what do I know? What do I not know? Pause the video if you need to, interact with it. First problem. A table has 8 vases on it with the same amount of flowers in each vase. Read that again, picture it. A table has 8 vases on it with the same amount of flowers in each vase. If there are 32 flowers on the table, how many flowers are in each vase? Let's go to problem number 2. This is about our friend Cam, so picture Cam. At 8:02 a.m., Cam begins his day by eating his breakfast for 13 minutes. He then brushes his teeth for 2 minutes. He talks with his awesome teacher on Zoom for 12 minutes. And then he's ready to start his schoolwork. What time did he start his schoolwork? Okay, ask yourself what you know, what you need to know, what you're finding out. You're going to solve both problems now. Pause the video. I will see you when you are done. Pause. Pause. Pause, pause. Okay, so now you're resuming, so you've solved both problems and you're checking to see if you got the correct answer. Remember that it does not matter if you used a different strategy. What matters is that you're getting the correct answer and you have a strategy of some sort. So let's go ahead and start with this first one. A table has 8 vases on it with the same amount in each vase. I'm going to draw a picture of this if you're having trouble visualizing it. So if I have a table, let's picture that this is my table and I have 8 vases on it. Okay, here's a vase, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 and 4 would give me 8. These are not pretty vases. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So I have my 8 vases. 4 is 8. A table has 8 vases on it with the same amount of flowers in each vase. So do I know how much is in each vase yet? I don't. But I do know that whatever it is the same amount. So I'm just putting a question mark. I could also put any kind of variable there. I could use a letter. I could put F for flowers if I wanted. So I don't know how much is in each one, but I do know that there are 32 flowers on the table. So whatever this is, these flowers and these flowers and these flowers, these flowers, these are all going to give me 32. That's going to be my total. Now, if I already know the total, that should also be a clue of some of the operations I'm going to be doing. If I already have a total, I'm going to be either doing division or I'm going to be doing subtraction. Okay? You need to ask yourself, is there groups? Or is there an amount in each group? Well, yeah, there's groups. These vases are groups. And there's an amount in each group, but I just don't know what it is. So division is what I'm going to be doing. So the problem I would write, and I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this picture because I made it way too big, is I would start with my equation. In division, you always start with the total. Good job. Okay, so my total is 32. And I'm going to divide that by my amount of vases, which is 8. Because in a division equation, you always start with your total, but your next number, it can be the amount in each group, or it could be the amount of groups you have. So this is going to equal, and I'll use F as my variable, the amount of flowers are in each one. I could write it this way if I wanted. 32 divided by F would equal 8. Now, if we know our fact families, let's say I don't know what 32 divided by 8 is, though we really should be getting to that point soon where we know it. I could write this as a multiplication equation. I know in multiplication, my total is at the end, my product. So the way I would write this is 8 times F is 32, or F times 8 is 32. So maybe you don't have your division memorized yet, but you do have your multiplication. You say 8 times F is 32. Okay, well, what times 8 is 32? I need to skip count by 8 until I get 32. So let's do that. Let's do our skip counting, because I kind of want to avoid these circles and dots. If you're drawing them, you want to make sure you're being as efficient as possible. So let's skip count by 8 and get to 32. So the first number would be 8. Okay. Now think, what's the next 8? 8 and 8 is 16. 16 plus another 8 is 24. Think about the next one. 24 plus another 8 is, you got it, 32. So let's see how many times we counted by 8. I counted 1, 2, 3, 4. I counted 4 times. I skip counted by 8 4 times. So my variable is 4. My missing number is 4. So 32 divided by 8 is 4. 32 divided by 4 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. And 4 times 8 is 32. All right, so we should have gotten 4 flowers in each vase. Let's do our next problem. Our next problem is about Cam and him getting ready for the day. Now, this is our focus problem. All week we're learning about time, elapsed time, how much time has happened between events. Cam's day is starting at 8:02 a.m. A.m. meaning morning. Anything from midnight until noon, which is usually that lunchtime, is a.m. And anything after noon till midnight, 12 p.m. is p.m. afternoon. All right. 8:02 a.m. Cam wakes up. He goes, sits down, pours himself some Lucky Charms. All right. He's eating breakfast for 13 minutes. So 13 minutes is breakfast. Then what does he do? Well, he's got to go get those marshmallows off his teeth, so he brushes his teeth for 2 minutes. Then what does he do? He's like, hey, I'm going to go up to my morning meeting because Miss Mickey's awesome, and I'm going to go talk to her. And he talks at the morning meeting to his awesome teacher for 12 minutes. So after he does these 3 things, breakfast, teeth, and morning meeting, now he's ready to start his day. So he woke up at 8:02, he did these 3 things, and then he's ready to start schoolwork. So time is moving forward here. Okay, so we have our start time. We need to find the end time. Sometimes we have the end time, we're moving backwards, but not in this case. We have the start time, we need to find the end time. So one way we can do this is we could take 8:02 and we could add 13, then we could add 2, then we could add 12 minutes, and then see where we're at. Or if you wanted to do it differently, you could just say, well, let me see how much time he's actually spending doing these activities, and then I'll just add it. So I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to see how much time he actually spent doing these activities first. So I know I need to add 13, 2, and 12. Well, right now, as I'm looking at these numbers, I see 3 ones and 2 ones, and I know that's going to give me 5 ones, which would take 13. If I would take 13 and 2 and I add that together, that's going to give me 15, which is kind of an easier number for me to deal with. So I know that 13 and 2 is going to be 15 minutes. We all should be able to do that. And then he spent 12 minutes doing morning meeting. So I'm going to add that 12. 5 ones and 2 ones, 7 ones, 1 10, and 1 10 is 2 10s. So how long did he spend doing all these things in the morning? 27 minutes. Now, 27 minutes is not a time that he's done. This is how much time he spent doing something. So now we're going to take these 27 minutes and we're going to go back to the beginning of the day, 8:02 a.m., and we're going to see where is it going to be 27 minutes from now. If you want, you could draw a number line, or I can kind of realize that I'm just taking 27 minutes and I'm adding it to these 2 minutes. I can kind of even just do that in my head. So 27, 28, 29. So it's been 29 minutes past 8 o'clock. Or another way to say that would be 8:29 a.m. All right. Good job, guys. Continue your practice, and I will talk to you throughout the day.